Why can't we have the Tennessee Caucasians or the backwoods hillbillies? It enforces stereotypes first and foremost. Chief Wahoo, the Redskin, okay, those ones represent a very dark colored Native person. Long hair, big nose, a warrior of sorts. Yes, we still have warriors today, but they reinforce the stereotype that Native Americans look in a certain way, act and behave in a certain way that I don't agree with.
When I look at the pictures on the board that you have created, I think about how candidly and casually people are using ceremonial and sacred symbols and ways of life that are spiritual and cultural and have a dignity in the community, the American Indian community, that I think would cause so much hurt.
I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't advise people to abuse traditional outfits, and I wouldn't advise them to turn them into a costume, because there's repercussions for it, and it's not a human repercussion, it's a spiritual repercussion. So language and culture of the people has built-in protection.
Native Americans today are affected by the dominant society's point of view on Native caricatures in many cultural, ethical, and personal ways.
Well, I have seen in my own experience the tomahawk chop in my high school. That impacted me because it directly was an attack against my culture. When they would sit there and all 350 kids in the stands go, oh, to one person that made a bad play or whatever. That affected me.
I feel like it creates us more as a costume, and we're not looked at as a culture, because if you did this with like a Christianity thing, it's looked at as super racist and offensive. But then with Native Americans, it's looked at as a Halloween costume.
The way that racism has raised its sort of ugly head, and I think in sports teams especially, that we would take something that brings people together and cause a cultural group of people in our country so much harm when that is completely an unnecessary thing to do.
And mostly, it goes beyond just mascots. It could go with advertising. The Land O'Lakes lady. Who's on the Land O'Lakes lady? A beautiful native maiden sitting like this, super brown, sun-kissed skin. And what does that represent? That Native women spread easy like butter? I don't agree with that. And it perpetuates a stereotype, so it brings Native Americans down.
Many people believe supporting Native American logos and mascots are honoring Native Americans instead of being oppressive.
You think this one's okay?
Not really, no.
Then why is this one okay?
There's nothing wrong with that one. Why?
Having people say that's a celebration, when in reality the history of it is like very racist, and it was meant to be harmful and to hurt us.
The Cleveland Indian, what's his name? Chief Wahoo and his big old nose. I don't have that big of a nose, do I? I might have brown skin, but I don't have that big of a nose. So honoring is a very fluid term. Wherever they feel like they're honoring, I don't feel the honor.
A move is underway to change the name. Critics say it's offensive to Native Americans.
But according to Chief Daniel Snyder of Redskin Nation, the only crime his people have committed is being misunderstood.
The name of our team is the name of our team, and it represents honor, it represents pride, it represents respect. Taken out of context, you can take things out of context all over the place. But in this particular case, it is what it is. It's very obvious that the name really means honor.
If the Redskins' name is changed and I have children one day, what will I pass on to them?
It'd be tough. It'd be like losing a family member.
And they've already lost so much. 58 starting quarterbacks, 28 head coaches, 12 uniforms with 10 logos, playing in 5 stadiums in 2 cities, and they even changed their name once before. So forgive them for clinging to what few traditions remain.
Sing it. Flag for ODC.
One big thing that I have seen with different mascots was with the Blackhawks logo. The Blackhawks logo was recently changed from the Native American head to more of a cultural representative. It wasn't changed fully or officially, but a Native American came up with it. And they literally, instead of having an Indian's head on there, they changed it to a Blackhawks head, a hawk's head. A way to be more culturally sensitive with these would be to end the names or bring about a Caucasian's name. Why can't we have the Tennessee Caucasians or the backwoods hillbillies?
Redskin is a bounty.
It meant proof of Indian kill.
It's a name that impairs, disables, disenfranchises our population.
We're not mascots.
It's a dictionary-defined racial slur.
I think that the consciousness-raising opportunity that we have in these divided times right now needs to be heeded and regarded as a really important opportunity for social change.
And it's hard to explain to them that it is hurtful and that we don't appreciate it, but for some reason they do. I think that's the hardest thing to explain to them because they will never understand how that feels.